Kalamazoo Housing Advocates. We were established in 2022, and it's been being built for many years before that with the ideas that I've been kind of going over in my mind as a housing person, a social worker in Kalamazoo County for over 20 years. Just seeing my clients in housing, and then all of a sudden they're not in housing anymore. So I was asking the questions, what did you need? What happened? And it came down to these three areas that I identified as education, advocacy, and support. And that looks like so many different things when you're having housing instabilities, or you're unhoused, or either you're in housing and you're about to lose your housing. A lot of my clients don't know certain things, and it's little things that, had they known that, or had they had that support to help them get through it, they could have saved their housing. So we built this on the premise that there's education, advocacy, and support that can be done for the client, for the landlord, and for the community at large. So that we're working with the landlords in town because, they are a business, and you can't get upset with them because they're evicting somebody who is either causing a lot of damage to the apartments or not paying their rent because they want their apartments to stay nice and they want their money. So that's pretty simple. So instead of villainizing them, let's support them. And when we come into the picture and we tell the landlord we're going to support this person, not only financially, but go through an assessment with them and see what they really want and what they really need to keep their housing. And sometimes it's interpersonal communication skills. Sometimes it's budget counseling. And, sometimes there's mental health concerns or substance use issues. And with the Housing First model, that's what we focus on, is housing first, and then look at those needs. In order to get a job when you're unhoused, it's so hard. And that's for so many reasons. You're not getting a good night's sleep. You don't have the right attire. You don't have the self-esteem enough because you're being judged every day when you're walking down the street, right? So it just comes down to gaining that knowledge and empathy. They're already beat down enough by life, by all the trauma. They're the most vulnerable. And then society is telling them, you're lazy, you just want to sit around and do nothing, and that's your choice. And I guarantee you the person on the side of the road with a sign that says, help me, does not want to be there. They would rather be somewhere else, because every human being would rather be in a more comfortable situation. They'd rather be able to be in their own four walls where they can lock the door, sit on their couch, and feel safe. Everybody. The one thing that I think anybody can do, if you've got the time, is to volunteer on the weekends for an hour. We can always use volunteers. And I can tell you a handful of places in town that could also use that extra support. And the volunteerism is great for the community, but it's also so good for your soul. It makes you feel like you're doing something good for the world. And I believe we all as human beings want to feel like we're a part of something big. And so volunteerism, I think, is a big call to action. And, financial donations, always important, because there's never enough money. But other than that, just remembering your humanity when you're meeting with another human being, no matter their race, color, socioeconomic status, whatever it is. even if your politics don't align. We're all coming from different places in life, different perspectives, and we all we need to be seen.